Waverly Hills Sanatorium first opened in 1910, no one could have imagined that the building would one day become a temple of death. Perched on a fog-covered hill overlooking Louisville, Kentucky, the hospital was built to fight one of America's deadliest epidemics, tuberculosis. Back then, tuberculosis was seen as a death sentence. People called it the White Plague, or the kiss of death. Doctors were helpless, and treatments were cruel. Sunlight exposure, forced ice baths, hours of motionless breathing therapy, and Waverly Hills became the center of that desperation. The hospital was built for 400 patients, yet it quickly began housing over 1,000. Beds were shared, hallways became wards. Some patients slept by the windows, or even on stair landings. In an old journal, Dr. Samuel Harlan wrote, "I can no longer walk through the wards. Every step meets a body. Every breath reeks of blood." Desperation gave way to brutality. Doctors experimented with surgeries, removing ribs to relax infected lungs, or pumping air into chest cavities to kill the bacteria. Most of the patients didn't survive these so-called treatments. The deaths became so frequent that staff needed a way to move bodies discreetly. They built a long, dark tunnel stretching from the basement to the forest below. It was called the Body Chute. Each night, orderlies pushed gurneys down the steep corridor, the wheels echoing through the stone passage. But soon, nurses began whispering about the sounds, faint moans, soft footsteps, and a woman's sob echoing back from the dark. In another note, Dr. Harlan wrote in 1934, "2 tunnel workers quit this week. One claimed the dead were walking, the other simply never came back." This was the birth of Waverly Hills' haunting legacy. Thousands died there, many unnamed, unrecorded, forgotten, but their presence never left the building. By the late 1940s, a cure for tuberculosis had been discovered. Waverly Hills was no longer needed as a sanatorium, but instead of being abandoned, it reopened this time as a mental hospital. The new patients were war veterans, schizophrenics, and those society wanted to forget, but healing wasn't what awaited them here. It was experimentation. A nurse named Evelyn Carter kept secret notes in 1954. One entry reads, "They scream all night. Dr. Pierce shocks them until they stop moving. Some die. He calls it progress." Electroshock therapy was routine. Lobotomies were performed daily. A section on the second floor known as the treatment wing reeked of chemicals and decay. Bloodstains still mark those walls today. And then came the most infamous story of all. Room 542. 2 nurses took their own lives in that room, just years apart. The first, Elizabeth Tanner, hanged herself from a light fixture in 1928. No note was found. The second, Mary Collins, jumped from the window in 1932. Some patients claimed they heard her arguing with someone right before she fell. That someone was never identified. After that, room 502 was sealed, but guards reported hearing a woman's voice coming from inside at night. "Don't go. Please don't go." Visitors who've entered the room say they've seen a figure, a woman in white, standing by the window before disappearing into thin air. In 1961, Waverly Hills was shut down once more. The official reason was lack of funding, but in an internal report, one chilling line was found. Night staff refused to work. Unexplained activity observed in the tunnel in room 502. Today, Waverly Hills stands as one of America's most haunted landmarks. Tour groups visit at night, carrying flashlights down its silent corridor. The air is heavy, still carrying the echoes of the past. One visitor in 2013 described this experience. "We went down into the Body Chute. My flashlight died instantly, and in the darkness, I heard a woman whisper. I was never cured. I ran, but I can still hear her voice." Paranormal researchers have detected electromagnetic fluctuations and cold human-shaped spots on thermal cameras, but the most chilling footage ever captured came from room 502. At exactly midnight, cameras recorded a silhouette standing by the window. When the investigators rushed in, the room was empty, but the glass was warm, as if someone had just been there. The current owners plan to turn the building into a museum. Construction workers, however, keep quitting. One of them reported, "I felt someone breathing behind me in the tunnel. When I turned, no one was there. But the air wasn't cold. It was warm, like someone still living." Waverly Hills still stands, its walls cracked, its glass shattered, but its silence untouched. Some say it's just wind echoing through empty halls. Others believe it's the 63,000 souls who never found peace. In the final shot of the documentary, the camera moves toward the tunnel entrance. The light fades, the air thickens, and a single whisper cuts through the dark. "Don't go." The screen fades to black. Silence. Then, a single line appears. "Waverly Hills. The disease ended, but death never left."